So timestamps, as always, exist in case you want to skip forward, because we're going to do some Embark Preparation, go over the forest... Oh my goodness, I already flipped that. And then we have 40 insects, because we did things. I am trying to remember. This might be my last Against the Storm video or settlement in a while, but we'll see what I actually choose to do. I'm going to go for numbers here, by the way. So, 2 extra villagers on top of the 20 roots, 20 die. In this sealed forest we go. We could do another settlement, but I figure, hey, we'll do it. And because this might be my last settlement, at least in video format for a while, we'll do a Prestige 7. We'll just skip to Prestige 7. I know I said I wanted to do a thingamajiggy. I was going to continue doing Prestige 6, but I figure if this is going to be my last settlement in a while, yeah. So, we'll pick up wood. I could... Oh, that's right. No, I'm going absolutely crazy because I keep thinking I have planks, bricks, and fabric available. When I don't. And yeah, the only thing I could probably take care is the herbalist camp. Do I want to gamble on... Do I want to see how good and or bad it is? No, I don't actually. So instead we're going to take stone and clay. And off we go. So, as we go into our sealed forest... Yeah, just go into the sealed forest. Pause for... silence for timestamps. So yeah, let's see what we have. Golden dust. 5 clearance water for every 10 drizzle water stuff. Fuel consumption increased per hostility level. Need clothing. Amber per storm multiplied by year. And then housing and services. So, well, housing should be self-explanatory or self-made. Otherwise, services. And yeah, double the amount of food isn't going to be the biggest game breaker, but it's still gonna hurt, so let's try not to have that happen. Otherwise, yeah, fuel consumption pretty much at 50% to 100% more per storm season. But yeah, thinking about using drizzle water clearance, I think this is my first time seeing golden dust too, or playing with golden dust, the forest mystery. Otherwise, we have a frog here, 8 humans, 4 foxes, and a lot of stuff. So I mean, bringing the camp on Embark would have helped at least speed this up, but whether or not we see 2 star mushroom nodes, well, we'll see. Still, though, I mean, for some reason, most of what I see when I look up things, hey, the question being, hey, should I take a camp as part of my Embark bonus? And most people say no. I can kind of see where people come from, but if I were to... It would probably not be an opinion on the same line as why you should not. Actually, we're just going to take a blueprint here if we can find any. Kiln... Yeah, probably. Might use kiln. The only things I would need planks for, aside from more buildings, is... I think, although planks would help out immensely. Let's take a quick look. So, keeping in mind we need services and clothes. Coal can be used for dye if and when we make coats, because we want dye for coats. Do we get resin from these trees? No, we don't. And yeah, there is something to note about... Yeah, while the kiln, I think, is usually what most viceroys pick, the sealed forest does drop sea marrow from trees, except that I have run into fuel problems before anyway, and considering we have a negative forest mystery for fuel consumption, and then if nothing else, we can use the kiln for bricks, but here are the codes. Service items, preferably, I think we want to, yeah, that's why they gave us the thing. I opened the wrong thing, by the way. They gave us a service building. We need to stop here because I need to think for a moment. They gave us a service building that can use religion, because all 3 of these races share religion as a service. So that's something to... If I see incense or another service building, I should take it. Although looking for Sacrament of the Flame would be nice. So, anywho. Quick question to myself. We don't have fox houses. We do have frog houses, and we need bricks for those, so kiln would still be a good pick. It's just not the... well, it's a big pick. Who am I kidding? Pie for humans and frogs, but then I'd have to go into the flower line. That also is... Well, we get mushrooms for flower, but that won't save me at the moment. If we could immediately make flour, I guess we'll see. That means I really, really need to start gunning for pie if I take the bakery here. Alternatively, coats, though. Even though the humans are the only ones who can use it... Let me take a quick look. So, yeah, the speed the speed hit. Now, there are two ways to look at this. I can ask myself, what am I going to be doing where the speed for the foxes and frogs, or the humans, is going to be more important than the other half of the equation. The other side of this is also just to look at numbers. So I have 8 humans, 4 foxes, 1 frog right now. If I turn this into a more human settlement, then I would just pick the coat blueprint. That way the humans don't suffer from the speed penalty. But that, again, that's a whole other thing to think about. I think for the sake of just food in general and resolve, we'll take the bakery. Now, here's the incense. Here's also a thing. But we can't make flour with this plantation, as sad as that sounds. Do I want to just hurt myself like this? I mean, there's no point really zooming out here because we're heading towards the seal settlement, or the seal glade anyway, but for some reason I thought I keep thinking I have the human passive. Anywho, let's stop this pause, or we'll be in this pause preparation for another minute or two. Alternatively, I could grab resin. That way I don't have to worry about things for clothes. I took the bakery, right? Yeah, I took the bakery, took the kiln. Otherwise, and then here's the tea doctor, but we need incense anyways. So yeah, I'll probably use the kiln to make coal, and then whatever happens here for the incense. Alternatively, ale, and then pickled goods for foxes, but really we're taking this, and hopefully we get a farm. If we run into fertile soil. We might not run into fertile soil, but anywho. And then what are we going to consume today? Probably just meat at the moment. That might not be the best option, but it's what I'm going to choose to do. And then making sure... I mean, we could burn coal. Yeah, we should actually just burn coal here. Because we have a kiln. Now, we do need to make the kiln ASAP. We also need to make a frog house ASAP. We actually should just make that now. Oh, that's right. Buildings cost more. Well, if nothing else, are there any big abyssal trees? Kind of. I guess we'll go this way. So 1, 2, and we have to be happy. We'll put humans in here for now. I'm pretty sure it doesn't really matter, but we'll do our best. Did I want this small fishing hut here? I don't think I actually do. And I actually want a frog on the hearth. And if we have anyone else, which we do, small fishing hut, but also we want to start making this crude workstation. I don't think... Oh, do we even have... Let's just make the workstations. I don't know why I'm debating this. This warehouse and hearth are really close to each other, I just realized. But anywho, off we go. So let's do some targeted abyssal tree cutting. We can cut this other tree anyway, but I'm pretty sure this last tree standing here is... I mean, we'll do. I can cut like another tree, it's fine, but it would be nice to not cut into a glade early. That's all I'm trying to say. And yeah, the only other thing to consider at the moment is that I need to do something. Okay, hold on. Oh! I should just make the makeshift post anyway, because we might need provisions. It depends on what the orders give us, but we'll see. And then we did start with stones, but I think I'd rather do clay. Don't we just find clay somewhere? Yeah, we do. So if we were to make bricks, we'd probably make a thing. Actually, you know what? Let's just do that now. Let's just make 2 bricks now, so we can make a frog house immediately. Trade routes are faster. Crystallized copper dew and recipes that use them. We're going to take the trade routes. And let's see what happens. But yeah, if nothing else, we're eating into meat, we're eating into mushrooms, so we can do stuff. We're gonna be eating through this food quickly. Because we have 13 villagers, so... But usually, I feel that usually you go positive. If you have more villagers to use, yeah, if you can use them anywhere. I mean, that's the exclamation mark on that sentence, right? Because if you have a bunch of villagers and all they get you is another threat level that you can't handle, then pain. I shouldn't have accepted this, by the way. I should not have done that. Well, I think we can do that. But let's slow down here really quickly. So, because I did that, I actually have to use this moment to make shelter, if possible. 2 shelters and then a park, because then we can also make a frog house. Basically, we need to jump on this immediately. So right after this human harvests that, we need to make these shelters, make this park if possible, but also make a frog house. And away we go. So turn this off, have this fox deliver, and basically just have a bunch of people working just in general. I think 3 should be enough. We should be able to handle that, right? Am I going crazy here? Yeah, because these 2 shelters will be 6. This frog house will be 8 people housed total, and then this park. But we need to have the wood to do so, so here's hoping. We should have enough, though. These humans are taking a break, so rip, but let's actually force the delivery because we need the wood now. Yeah, pretty sure we need the wood now. We should have enough bricks, right? Okay, I was about to say, if I didn't have enough bricks, I was going to get very, very sad. And yeah, this makeshift post is by far something I don't need. I see something, and I was trying to deal with it, but anywho. Yeah, normally I would not take an order, but I figure if we take one now, maybe we get a reputation point, and it also helps guide what I want to do with the settlement. That's... I can see the benefit in doing that. Also, please... Do I actually have to disable everyone in this fish pond? I do. So, oh, why are you making... Oh, because they're already making the other stuff. Okay, never mind. You are forgiven. But we'll continue letting everyone make these things, because if we don't, weird things can happen. Now, thankfully, I didn't get any weird limited orders. I mean, limited orders that have me go out on a limb to do something that I don't want to do. And yeah, I know that we need to do a thing, but let me just assign everyone. Right? Am I going crazy here? We need one more shelter. Oh, because there's only one frog. I forgot. Well. Go. I believe. I think we have enough wood, right? Yeah, we have enough wood. Now, do we have the time? Yes. Thankfully. Also, while we're sitting here. Oh, yeah, we'll just cut these trees as well. Do I not make that? Oh my goodness. I just have to lay back on my chair. Wow, alright. I mean, it's not like I need the reputation to win. It would have really helped out, though. Anywho. I'm just gonna take these other orders. I'm going absolutely crazy. We'll wait for those rain engines, but yeah, that was not good. That I just hurt myself. I thought I had 2 frogs. We need another shelter anyway, but yeah, I really bamboozled myself there. That was not good. That I should not have done that, but I should have just made 3 shelters. I don't know why I do know why, because I thought I thought that one frog house. This only counts the population that are housed. So as I just mentioned, for those who don't know why I'm just going crazy here, is because I don't have 2 frogs. If I had 2 frogs, I would have been able to complete that order, but that's not what happened. So that makes me so sad, and it's something I did to myself. So really, I mean, really. I think during the storm we'll hit this abyssal tree here. In fact, we could just... No, wait. Is that a small one? What is going on here? What am I looking at? That is an overgrown abyssal tree. Yeah, we can hit that one, but... I think we'll just end up cutting through the small ones if possible. Although, yeah, this woodcutter's camp closest to it is going to focus on hitting it. So we'll try to stop it before we open the glade. For the sake of nothing else, then... we get a glade opening cornerstone that would be wasted if we open this glade before our next year. Keeping in mind that I need to make a kiln at some point, so we do need extra bricks. We actually need 6 more bricks, just in general, but that can happen after we make the shelter. I also need a trading post at some point in our life, but that can wait. So yeah, we'll pretty much wait for this tree to hit 3 to 4 charges, if I can time that right, while I'm putting this fox back in the crude workstation. And a couple more to go. It doesn't update when I do the thing, so I need to make sure that I cancel it right here. Ooh, that's really close, though. Oof. Pretty much a regular tree now. I can take this. Here's the second frog that I needed. That's also 2 things, but we need the tools, oddly enough. No, we don't. So, off we go. We can use haulers, but I think I'd rather make double bricks. Now, is there anything else I want to do? Theoretically, I can make a pack of provisions to start the trade routing, but... I think what I'm going to do instead is make a... Oh, we can't even make a rain collector unless I knock down a camp. So I guess we wait for this algae pond. Although we can make things in the meanwhile. It's not like we can't do anything, so... We might as well do things. We also need more shelter now. Yeah, that made me really salty. And it's only my fault that I did that to myself, so it's... I can't really even be mad at anything but myself for not noticing. Wouldn't fly on a higher prestige, but thankfully we're not that high in prestige, so it's not so bad. Tell me that's not gonna break into the glade. Now I'm just curious. Okay, it's not. Holding control to make sure. But as we continue moving onward, our hostility would be a bit higher if we cut more small trees, but thankfully sealed forest things. Anywho. And then also, yeah, break time, right? I think the next one, the storm effects will always be a certain thing. Also, I just realized, yeah, the beacon tower would probably help out too, but we're still being a little busy here. I'm being busy at the moment. But anywho, let's make this kiln where this makeshift post is. And not like we're using it right now anyway, but the kiln can be like right next to the hearth and stuff because it would probably be important. And yeah, let's just start making coal now. We will need planks, but yeah, we'll actually have you make some planks. We'll need some planks. We'll make a few productions of planks, and I'll just be happy with that. Now, if we're gonna get another build, yeah, this is where my sadness comes in. Of the fact that yeah, we do need planks. We also need fabric, so we might as well set up those buildings. So you know what? Hey, we are using the thing. Now I could put pipes in this crude workstation, but no. And if we could deplete this really quickly, I would like to make a rain collector, but we're probably not going to make it in time, so whoops. Yeah, so forget the thing. I want this rain collector instead. But we want to finish everything first. Oh, the frog is on the hearth. That's why I'm going crazy. Yeah, that order really threw me for a loop. Anywho, so as these things complete, and this pool should be running out soon. We can use the herbs to make packs of provisions, but I guess we'll wait for a moment. We should be running out soon, right? I was about to say. Okay, so we finished that there. We could put a frog in this rain collector, but no. And we take down this fishing hut, so we have the parts to make the rain collector here. As for these other 2 humans, yeah, they're not going to be doing much for the rest of the season. With that said, I could replace... We'll wait for our next batch of newcomers before we replace the frog on the hearth. I think that's the plan here. And in fact, the kiln frog here will help out, so I don't really mind even doing this. Leaving the frog in the kiln. You know what? Yeah, for the makeshift post's sake, I'm just going to put in a rain engine. That way we can at least complete an order and get another blueprint. Might not be the best thing to do, but it's what I chose to do. And yeah, as we complete this thingy here, As we complete the storm season here, we should be okay. Oh, we're going hungry, by the way. Because we don't have enough people harvesting food. Out of curiosity, though. Actually, yeah, we're gonna purposely go hungry here. I know some Viceroys don't like people to go hungry or just try to challenge themselves, but we're just trying to complete this on Prestige 7. We're not doing any fancy challenges, so... That being said, as we enter Drizzle season of year 2... Well, hey, we won't be using Drizzle water for a while, so all things considered, we can take cooking steam. Yeah, we'll take cooking steam. And let's turn in this thing. We get villagers for that, and a hostility level because of hostility. Human houses, biscuits. If I take this, they better give me things for flour. Basically flour. Fell 50 trees. That is at least hostility. Actually, let me take a quick look here. How many? Yeah, 50 trees, so that's going to be about 50 hostility. We probably even need to knock down a camp or two, but we'll hold on. Also, I mean, I really should be asking myself, do I want the rewards from this timed order? Fuel recipes are faster. Yeah, so yeah, we want to do this. So, all steam, full steam ahead, making, full steam ahead, just cutting trees down. And we'd be happy with that, or try to be happy with that. Preferably, I should be cutting things around the hearth area, but you get the point. We're just going to be cutting a lot of trees, which means we need to avoid big overgrown trees. But then we also need to focus on wherever... Actually, we mean just cutting areas around the hearth will help regardless, but we'll do our best. So, Aldo, actually, you know what I should do? I should have done this. Because we are just trying to open this glade really quickly. And in fact, I should have left the camp there because I just want to see what's in this glade. I just want to see what's in this glade. And we also need to make this bakery if at all possible. Which is possible, but okay, anything? I mean, I can't really buy anything. That would be interesting. No, would it be? No, I don't even need that, right? Grain, roots, vegetables. Roots. Okay, that's why. I was like, there's no way it offers you something that you can't even use. But anywho. We'll do our best to cut 3 woodcutters camps. There's no way we don't cut trees, right? There's a stag, by the way. And this, yeah, it's the complete other way. In fact, right here, right? Yeah. If it's actually, if the seal is actually in the dangerous glade pretty much right next to us, I'm going to be a bit sad. But while we're sitting here, what do we have in this node, by the way? Reeds, roots, and copper ore. So let's just take this down, and away we go. So, we're going to cut this way instead. Over towards the west. I could cut into that glade, small glade as well, but that might be a bit too much hostility. And away we go. When we finish cutting 50 trees, though, we do need to just immediately stop, because otherwise that's going to be too much. Yeah, and then we can move this. We're just cutting over to our west, is what I'm trying to say. Oh my goodness, I cannot cut trees for the life of me. Alright, go. And if nothing else, it gives us hearth space so that we can plop buildings and stuff down. That's all I'm really trying to say. We are not getting that stag. That would be interesting to do, but no. I could even sacrifice oil for a moment, but I feel we should be able to do things, so yeah. Although we will need to cut into this small glade in between our settled area and the dangerous glade where the seal should probably be. And if it's not, I'm going to be a bit sad. Basically, all the trees we should have been cutting in year 1 are going to be cut now. That's the thing. So yeah, let's take these villagers. We're just going to take a bunch of them. And then put a human on the hearth. Now, note that at this very moment... we can... Let's put another frog in the kiln, and then we'll just... Oop, no, not do that. This bakery is actually human, right? No, it's lizard, but... can't do anything anyway. We just want to make this building. Now, do I want another frog making... I mean, yeah. Better to have it not needed than need to not have it, right? And we will need the coal, so... We are still making planks and fabric, but, yeah. Also, one, we need housing, but two, other stuff. Let me just... Do we have enough to make more bricks? No. Oops. If we use stone, then yes, but... let's hope we don't need more fabric at the moment. If we can't actually cut 50 trees by the time before the end of this, I'm going to be a bit sad, actually. Also, we ended up using up all of our herbs. I didn't actually mean to do that, but hey. And yeah, we just kind of sit here for the moment. So away we go. Do we have any more parts? I mean, I could theoretically just cut more trees. Just to be safe. Oh my goodness, please. Yeah, we should just do that, just to be safe. So we're gonna make another woodcutter's camp. You never know, right? Also, I should have checked this blueprint. Flour, please. So press. And then something else. But... Totes, finally. So they're gonna give me Sacrament of the Flame, right? We can option select off of this, if whether we get a farm or the temple. But we'll take the press for the oil. And we'll see what happens. Do we actually not cut enough? There's no way 3 isn't enough, right? Or to say that in another way, that you have to cut 4, or you have to be using 4 woodcutters camps to complete the need for timber timed order. No way, right? Maybe there's just something wrong with me, with the our distance to the hearth warehouse. No, that can't be. Anywho. Keep in mind, we do have other nodes that we can use. In fact, I should actually make another herbalist camp, because we're probably running out of food left and right. Which we are. We are. So... But that'll happen after we complete this order really quickly here. In fact... We should be perfectly fine now. So we'll just have them deliver everything here. In fact, we should only be cutting into marked trees. And away we go. A farm would be great. Anything else? They really want to give me the tea doctor. But if I don't take this, there's a chance that I just never see it again. And the hostility lowering effect... Or, sorry, this is something else. Complex food. Never mind. Maybe we take this? Do I want to? I do, right? There's no... Yeah. Because there's nothing really too dangerous aside from clothing. But, the clothier would be nice as well. If I want to hold out. I have to make the call, though. Alternatively, a weaver, so we can make boots for the frogs and the foxes. But if we don't make services, we have a food problem. Or, what did I just say? I'm going crazy. Anywho... Fabric, just making fabric would be nice, if nothing else, but the question then becomes, where am I getting this leather? Do we get, yeah, we get leather from trees. Okay, well, it's not gonna be the most reliable source, but if nothing else, making better fabric will help. I'm gonna go with my gut and just pick the clothier, and away we go. Now, keeping in mind, we do have a press to make flour, but we don't have anything else. We do actually need to make that, though. Yeah, we need to make this press. The reason is because we need the flour to make complex food right now. And we can now take down this woodcutter's camp. Although, we have a bunch of... Yeah, so the 2-star herbalist camp would have helped out here. How much so? I'm not really... I mean, I'm not... It's not for me to say, I guess. But we will speed this up because we need the food anyway. And with that said... That I accidentally clicked on the bakery. So we turned mushrooms into flour, or algae into flour, because we didn't take the clothier, so if we need this fabric, so be it, but we'll put a priority order on this. We'll try not to use algae. No, let's do that, just to be safe. I've been known to miss things before. Also, we have a 3rd woodcutter's camp, so we actually have more humans to work with. But if we could get a camp and or fertile soil, that would be nice too. But hey, Now, what I actually should... no. Oh, our hostility, by the way. A bit high. We have more than enough wood, right? Am I going crazy here? Kind of. Although, we can upgrade our hearth right now. And while we're sitting here, how many trees do we have left? Ooh, we're, kind of. We have some time. Or we have some trees. These are overgrown abyssal trees, right? Why are you not showing me? Yeah, they are. Okay, so we'll have them focus on that. I think we'll actually take this woodcutter's camp down because we can kind of slow down. Although we want to continue making some more coal. But we shouldn't need any more planks is what I'm also trying to say. And yeah, we do need this other frog house, so let's try to make it. We should have enough after we deliver these bricks here, theoretically speaking. And I'm not supposed to be making oil. We're supposed to be making flour. And when we get flour, we can do some other cool stuff. But until that moment, we... bricks for human houses help. We actually need to make shelter instead. We'll make 2 shelters. Yeah, now we need the wood. I kind of regret my own decisions now. But we can... I'm essentially waiting for these frogs to make another few batches of coal. Basically, each one can make more coal until we are... And then I think we'll stop with coal production. So 1, 2, and then we'll wait for this frog. I forgot we can make bricks here. I'm going completely insane, but... If nothing else, we were making things in tandem, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But anywho. And then, yeah, with this extra... We didn't need this extra shelter, but we will need it anyway, soon, later enough, so... Then we can do some trade route things. Do I want to do that? I guess I can. Because we'll be breaking down some signs for, some sigils for stones. But otherwise, we have no other way to lower hostility. So my next question is, what can we even make? Yeah, if we had the herbs... But we can also make... Yeah, use the eggs for biscuits, use the insects for pie. And that's going to be what we have to do. We don't have anyone specialized here. We'll just do some main warehouse things. Actually, there's a root node here, but do we... My next question would be, do we have the parts for it? Yes. So actually, we should just use this. In fact, we should be putting humans there. We have people in the main warehouse. I keep forgetting that you can throw people in the main warehouse, but if they're not doing anything else, then hey. Do I want to make bricks here? I guess I might as well. Because we'll need more frog houses, I know that much. Now, we won't be able to continue making bricks, but it's good enough. We can get clay from if we make a mine here, but I don't know if I want to do that. So yeah. Keeping an eye on our tree cutting, because if we cut too many trees, yeah, we're in pain. Hostility-wise. Now, yeah, impatience will lower it, so we can afford to kind of cut more trees, but 1 woodcutter's camp here, which should be more than enough for our purposes. We'll do some rearrangement while we just let the game run. And if we... another bakery would have been nice, but that's not going to happen, it seems. We might lose a fox here. Mostly because we did not do anything for their resolve. Favoring won't even help us either, I'm pretty sure. So what we might have to do is sacrifice coal. Foxes are starving too. But we're going to have to let them starve for a moment. If a fox dies, so be it. But we'll find out. They have another minute or two, and in that minute or two, we should be doing a thing. I'm going crazy, by the way. You know what I should have done? Make this rain collector, if nothing else. We'll put it closer to the hearth, even though we will need to end up doing other stuff. Anyway, I mean, I guess I should have them eat. There's no reason to lose foxes if we can avoid doing so. Though that being said, yeah, we'll just eat into the insects really quickly. And yeah, that's where most of their resolve is going anyway, but they're going to be negative during this upcoming storm regardless. And I think we're actually eating more food. But meh. And I guess we will use algae. If we need fabric, I guess that's what this reed field is for. I was going to say reed node, but hey. So off into the storm we go. Keeping in mind, we are using mushrooms primarily for flour, but yeah, after that, I think we'll just, yeah, at least queue up the flour so that we have enough time to harvest mushrooms. There's some other micromanagement I could do, but hey, also, yeah, we didn't have any drizzle water, so pain. But unless we deliver this stuff and eat into them now, everyone's going to be at negative resolve. Or, well, not everyone, but you get the point. So that pie should hold off the resolve for, for the frogs, and then humans are already okay, but we need to eat into the pies anyway, so... The foxes, on the other hand, we can't even sacrifice coal to save any of them, so... After we lose a fox, though, we can sacrifice coal, if I so choose. But still, also, yeah, actually we're just gonna cut into the, or cut close to this glade, because we need to quickly make it somewhere else. Did they really just eat all of the things? Oh, because, yeah. Twice as much food, so people are pretty much, they are going to be eating into food. All of our food is going to disappear. That's all I'm trying to say. If we lose 2 foxes, I guess that's just what's going to happen. Because, yeah, even if we sacrifice coal here, we're not going to... Well, until we lose another fox. I could alternatively do this and juggle resolve, but I'd rather lose a fox than lose a frog. Hey, look at that resolve rise up. Also, I think it was hunger hurting us, but still, sad things. So off through the storm we go. And then basically the newcomers we got from putting a frog on the hearth were now refunded. And then we took extra impatience on top of that because of it. But hey. And then theoretically speaking, we shouldn't be eating our complex food right now. But yeah, actually we can disable that. Now that does mean we need to... No, we want to still be eating complex food. Because we're making more of that than the raw food products we have is what I'm trying to say. And because of that, we'll actually just eat into all raw food anyway. Basically, this malady is this storm of malady is hurting us big time. I think we know we did not have an order. Well, hey. We need 8 human houses, but that means we need bricks, which we don't have at the moment. Maybe we do need this mine. We're gonna see, because we're gonna try to cut into this dangerous glade over onto our left. In fact, we can probably just cut into it now. If we get a cornerstone for opening glades, well... so be it, I guess. Because by the time we cut into this small glade during Drizzle season, Drizzle season will have passed too much, I think. We did get fertile soil. But we don't have a farm. End of sentence. Also, a thing would help out here, but it's not going to happen that way anyway. And we can take down this guidance stone for more stones and more bricks, which we do want. In fact, yeah, we don't need these frogs here, so we can put the frogs back in the kiln and back to making bricks they go with the few stones that we took. What does this give us? Copper ore? I assume copper ore, right? Salt veins, which would be for biscuits, right? Yeah. But we need the tools for it, which we haven't been getting. So hey. We can wait for this, by the way. No reason to take the resolve here. Well, I mean, pretty much 10 seconds to the end of this storm, we can take this. I'm pretty sure there's nothing else that's going to happen. Yeah. So. Alternatively, 5 tools here. Yeah, you know what I should have done? We should have done this earlier. I made a mistake. I know we're low on food. There's nothing I can do about that at the moment. So we actually have no food at all. I think we're making some food, but it's not going to last us the rest of the season. And I actually opened this glade a bit too quickly here. But we'll wait till Drizzle here. Don't give me a glade opening. Okay, good. We are making pies. No one eats jerky, though. Unless I just want to sell jerky, but... 10 insects. Am I getting insects from anywhere? Not really. Our 2-star stone node, and yeah, so should have taken that herbalist camp, but that's in hindsight, right? I didn't know that I was going to need an upgraded herbalist camp, or just the herbalist camp instead of a small one. We can use this clay node, that will be very helpful, but yeah, as for everything else, we're in pain. And then as for this event, we have 30 oil to use for it. So yeah, let's see here. Yeah, we're not going to do sensitivity. No reason for that. I mean, there is a reason, but hey. And then we can do the seal stuff finally, but until we settle things around the settlement, not really much to do. With this copper ore, if we can make copper bars, maybe. We also have trade routes we can use, but that'll be something for next month. I mean, we can take a look in case you want to play along with me. But let's see. Seaweed. Seaweed? Yeah, no, algae. I'm going crazy. Oil, which we have a press for. Flour as well. Dye. And more dye. So, DYE. And then a cornerstone. We don't need the jerky. Could just end up selling it like goods, as odd as that sounds. But otherwise... Generous gifts. If parts come, that would be nice. Or tools. We'll go generous gifts. We are planning to make more herds anyway. And let's just take a peek at these. Or we're just going to take these orders now. No. Well, here is a glade opening order, but I wasn't really planning to open 2 dangerous glades anyway. But getting a leisure fulfillment might not happen either. We'll think about it though. That kind of ruins sacri. Well, unless I want to make a tavern for a second hearth. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess we're gonna go for a tavern or anything that uses the leisure. Obviously, I think that the market counts. I'm going crazy. Well, actually, let me look that up really quickly. Might as well. So market, yeah, market, monastery, and tavern, and yeah, that was. I guess I should have just taken the monastery. Don't let it be said that the game doesn't try to weigh things for you, but otherwise, yeah, because nothing much. I mean, they might offer me the market because of tea and ale for foxes and humans, but we'll see, I guess. If I see the monastery again, I guess I'm taking it this time. But yeah, without further ado, if you want to say anything, if you want me to continue doing Against the Storm videos, again, they might slow down because I'm doing other stuff at the moment. And yeah, that's just the end of the sentence. So yeah, as always though, if you want to support me, subscribing to the channel helps. Just listening and or watching the video as much as you can helps, among other stuff. I do have memberships for this channel, but if you want to know, they're $3 USD per month. But anywho, thank you for watching. Not going to take much more of your time. Bye.